What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Up Next. I'm gonna come back with another video. Hey man, look, they say the Jess girl situation is getting worse. Let's hop straight into it, man. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Without O'Shea Duke Jackson, this video wouldn't be possible. I can't even call her the H word because she is not funny at all. Just corny. We just gonna call her Jess Corny. That's
the opportunities for cybersecurity.
Jess Corny. Jess Corny is getting worse. Let's get ahead, nigga. Cause she's not hilarious. I'll tell you that. She's a lot of things, but not funny or hilarious. I'll tell you that.
First, and I'm just so excited to be your host today. Breaking news. The last 30 days has not been the most exciting for Jess Hilarious. She made fun of a brain cancer patient by the name of DJ Daniel, and then that went viral. But then, of course, the bigger story was her beef with...
How the fuck you gonna make fun of somebody's hair and look at your shit? That probably ain't even your real shit. You probably got a wig on for short hair. Look how sad you are. Look how sad of a human being you are. It's disgusting.
The Breakfast Club.
Ugly. Now, you take them eyelashes off of you, you're ugly. I promise to God.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Jess Hilarious became the third official host of the Breakfast Club. And once she signed on with the deal, I believe in February, she happened to be pregnant. She went on maternity leave, and then in came Lauren LaRosa from TMZ, who filled in for Jess Hilarious. Well, once Jess Hilarious came back, Lauren LaRosa was supposed to leave. But did that happen?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Yeah, to the no. Hell to the no.
Nope. She didn't leave. And so people started to like Lauren LaRosa a lot better on the show than Jess Hilarious.
Of course.
And eventually, Jess Hilarious and Lauren LaRosa will start to have a little bit of friction. And then, as you know, Jess Hilarious eventually blew up on other members of the Breakfast Club by saying this.
We supposed to be a team up there. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm like not one mother ever with this online
And she would continue on that path.
Charlamagne texts me and he says, yo, don't tell her be quiet. You tell her shut up. Play into that narrative of y'all beefing, y'all not liking each other. Why the fuck would we do that? Then
she done gave out the play, her dumb ass.
I asked again, I'm like, all right, so she's gonna be the fourth host. That's what it is. Whenever we do find that, you know what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of beating around the bush, y'all.
Charlamagne the God on the Breakfast Club in particular was trying to egg on the beef for more ratings. And he was saying, listen, we're not trying to gaslight you. She wasn't on the show when you got back. That's actually not true, which it was a lie. Charlamagne the God, they did prefer Lauren LaRosa over Jess Hilarious because Lauren LaRosa is more talented. So they didn't want to remove her from the show. And they didn't. So now there's 4 on the Breakfast Club every day. And now the conspiracy against Jess Hilarious has gotten worse. Guys, the conspiracy is actually taking place. Lauren LaRosa, who I mentioned earlier, who was formerly of TMZ, is now on the Breakfast Club, making her the 4th wheel. And guess what? Her success on the Breakfast Club is even opening more opportunities. And this opportunity is launching her own show. That's why y'all gotta always be consistent. The daily podcast is called The Latest with Lauren LaRosa, and it will debut in just a few days on March 31st.
That's what's up.
As part of a joint venture between iHeartMedia and guess what? Charlamagne the God's Black Effect podcast.
Oh, that's what's up.
What are you still doing here? You still...
Yo, that is what's up, bro. That's what's up. That's what's supposed to happen.
Network. Listeners can expect to be brought up on the speed on everything from viral stories to major Hollywood headlines. This is interesting because remember, Charlamagne the God was trying to, you know, put the beef up a little bit between Jess Hilarious and Lauren LaRosa, and it makes sense because he knew that he was going to sign her to his podcast network, and that would bring in more views. Now, this is very similar to the deal that Angel Reese has on Shaquille O'Neal's podcast network.
Oh, yeah?
It's interesting why Just Hilarious doesn't have one. Maybe she doesn't want one. She is bigger than Lauren LaRosa by a lot, but it already makes sense. As soon as Just Hilarious is gone from the Breakfast Club.
Shawty got a podcast deal and still complaining about money is crazy. Angela Reese. Reese's Cup.
Lauren LaRosa will step right in. They're going to keep all that money in the family. And then she'll be working for the Breakfast Club. And then also having her own podcast with Charlamagne the God's Network. This is insane. And you know, I remember Just Hilarious accused the Breakfast Club of not working together and kind of conspiring against her. And this does prove her right a little bit. So wait a minute. Now Lauren LaRosa now has a podcast on iHeartRadio and Charlamagne the God's Podcast Network. And it's coming up in just a few days on March 31st. This is a clear indication that Charlamagne the God wanted to see Lauren LaRosa do well and probably doesn't like Just Hilarious.
Come on, bro. Let's keep it real, man. It's not the fact that he want to see her do well. Sometimes you can see some things in other people that you can't see in others. You get what I'm saying? So he in a position of power, and it's like, okay, I can see this for her. I can give her this opportunity. This will be a great opportunity for her. It ain't got nothing to do with liking and disliking. You get what I'm saying? Straight up.
That much. I mean, where is Just Hilarious podcast? We might be able to say that Just Hilarious.
Ain't nobody watching no fucking Just Hilarious podcast. Ain't nobody watching that shit, bro.
Doesn't really care about podcasts or being a podcast network, but it's clear as day that Lauren LaRosa is going to be more associated with Charlamagne the God, making more money in his podcast network, because that's what you do. When you have a podcast network, you share your audience with somebody else's new following and then hoping they can bring more of a following to grow the network. And then the owner of the network gets more money. And which means when Just Hilarious contract comes up for renewal pretty soon, maybe next year or so, it's easy to see that she could definitely be gone. Now, shows have been a little bit more fire as of lately, but definitely the conspiracy is on. Next story. Now, let's talk about somebody who was supposed to be on the Breakfast Club herself.
All right, y'all. That's my 8 minutes, y'all. Next video.